Happy Saturday, everyone. We got a fun little quick workout for you guys today. It's going to be a doozy, so buckle up and let's get ready to go. Before we talk about the workout, let's talk about the warm-up. Warm-up, we're going to take some time to get our squat on. Good morning to Sumo squat for 3 to 5. Single leg RDL for 3 aside. Foot assist pistol, 3 aside. And then Kang Squat of 5 reps. Just to really open up those hips and ankles, getting ready for those squats we're taking down today. After that, we're going to move into some priming. We're going to do a tempo front squat of 3 at 3 seconds, and then a thruster of 3 to 5. So if you have 2 dumbbells, you'll just take this down as is. I would suggest doing this as a complex, so do this on one side, repeat, do it on the other side, just so you can get that build up, that feel of the front squat into the thruster, and you can feel that nice little bit of fatigue as you move into the work set. From there, you're just going to work on some dumbbell jump overs just to get those ankles ready. You can start replacing the dumbbell jump over with the ankle pop, skipping, depending on what you have access to or what you choose to do for your work set today. I'll have a bunch of workout description options down there for you, just to make sure that you have lots of options for the skip, and you can pick and choose and make it yours. The workout today is pretty sweet. It's 10 down to 2, 50 down to 10. So you'll do 10 thrusters, 50 double unders. Then you'll do 8 thrusters. Then you'll do that lovely set of 40, and you'll work your way down all the way through that work set. So you're going down by 2s for the thruster, down by 10s for the double under. I'll also have some different numbers for singles and some other options and other movements, so stay tuned for that and make sure you're looking at the numbers that you want to kind of put towards the movement that you're doing. So check that out in the workout description, set yourself up well, make sure you list out those numbers so you don't have to think too much during the workout, and you just cross them off as you go, and you can just keep it efficient. It's going to be quick, and it's going to be tiring, so be prepared to work that breath and get that cardio under control. Let's get you warmed up, let's get you ready to go. Alright, you guys, let's get moving around. Let's get those feet under the hips. We'll take the arms up big and tall. We're going to stretch it over to one side. We're going to come back up and stretch it to the other side. We'll take those arms back up overhead. We're going to shrug. Then we're going to come back down with the arms, scratching your back and reach through the elbow. We'll come back up, big stretch. Scratch your back again, reach. And we'll come back up, big stretch. And forward fold, touching those toes. We'll walk up the shins. We'll come down, frame the foot, step it back into our lizard. Nice and square in those hips. We'll just take that hand up to the sky. Rotate forearm to the floor. Then we'll come back up. And then rotate forearm to the floor. Come back up. And rotate forearm to the floor. We'll come back up with the arm. Plant that hand on the floor. Take the outside hand all the way up to the sky. We'll come back down. Step it back into our down dog. As we set those shoulders, we're going to walk those heels back and forth. Wake up those legs a little bit. Wake up those arms. Just making sure things feel really good. As we come into our plank, we'll step the other foot up. Nice and square in those hips. Inside hand is going to reach. We'll rotate. Forearm to the floor. We'll come back up. Rotate. Forearm to the floor. Back up. And one more time. Rotate. Forearm to the floor. And back up. We'll plant the hand. Take the outside hand up to the sky. Plant the hand. We'll step back into our down dog, reaching those hips. We'll walk those heels out, nice and slow and steady. Good, nice and smooth. And we'll walk it into our plank, pushing through those shoulders, tiptoe those feet up. And we'll roll ourselves all the way up. Big stretch overhead. Big reach. Big reach. Oh yeah. Come down with those hands. Let's get you fired up and ready to go. So, what we got coming up, if you need to pause the video, take that down, do some gentle kind of movement for yourself, a little bit of prep. Please be my guest, take care of that body of yours. Come join me, we're going to start focusing on that lower half and getting those squat legs ready to go. Alright, we're going to start off with a good morning to Sumo squats. We're going to keep our feet in our Sumo stance for this, just to start waking up the hips a little bit in that hinge and our squat. So I'm going to turn profile so you can see my hips and my body position from here. So as I'm standing nice and tall, I'm going to draw the hips back into that nice hinge. Big toe stays down. We stand tall. From here, we reassess our body position. We take it down to the floor, So working through those two individual movements to really find that hinge and that squat pattern to help open up the hips and the hamstrings. Now our next movement, we come back in a little narrower. We're going to get ourselves set up in that kickstand position. The hips nice and square, nice and tall, without any loading. We're just going to pretend like we're holding on to the dumbbell in front. So we're going to squeeze a little bit to get that side body engaged. We're going to draw the hips back to the back of the room, getting into that really good hinge and really staying below that hamstring. And then we're going to stand up nice and tall, opening up those hips. Then we draw back into that hinge, and then we stand up nice and tall. So really, there's no tempo there, but we want to take it a little bit slower, making sure we're hitting that good tempo and really focusing on those positions. From there, we're going to switch out our feet, nice and square in the hips, and we're going to draw the hips back again into that position to make sure that we can feel that sensation on the opposite side. Now remember, both sides are not created equal, so we want to make sure that we're listening to both sides of the body and really fighting for that square pelvis and position. Once we're done our RDL, we're going to move into our foot assist pistol. So we're in that same kind of position. Foot is kind of planted for our position. Our toe is down as a kickstand for some help in progression number 1. But instead of the hinge, we're going to take the hips down towards the heel as I stay centered over this lead leg. Now, our focus, big toe down, way through the midfoot, and our weight staying right over top of that balancing leg. If this is getting easier with that kickstand, we can add in a load into our goblet position. So we keep the kickstand toe down, I bring the dumbbell up, nice and square and tight, I squat it down, keeping the chest up, and then I push through that leg and stand. Now I've been doing this one for a while, and I've experimented with various loading for that, and I've gotten a little heavier, my position's strong, I'm feeling really good with it. We can take away the load, and we can take away the balancing leg. So we can get that toe on the back of the heel, so I still get the foot assist for the intensity and the tension through the hips, but I don't get the balance of that leg and that assistance of that leg with the foot on the floor. So it's really going to test that balance a little bit more and a little bit more strength in that leg as we push out without that foot assist. Once that's starting to get really solid, to make that harder again, you can load that, and you can load it with various different loadings as we move through those positions. So 4 different variations of that movement, all kind of varying in challenge and degree. Choose your progression, work it really well, and have some fun with it. Our next exercise is our Kang Squat. So it's very similar to our exercise earlier with the Good Morning to Sumo squat, except we're going to join them into one fluent movement. My feet come into my natural and regular squat stance, so hip to shoulder width. I am going to hinge in that nice hinge position. Feel my hamstrings. Then I'm going to pull my hips to my heels, keeping my chest up super upright, and I'm going to push into that good morning and stand up nice and tall. So I'm working on that hinge to squat, hinge to stand. And I'm really going to focus on my back position and really pushing those hips into my ankles to get those hips open. Quick little recap, we have a Good Morning to Sumo squat for 3 to 5 reps, single leg RDL, 3 aside, foot assist pistol for 3 aside, Kang Squat for 5, 2 to 3 rounds, working through that work set. Have fun with that one, you guys. It's a great little squat warm-up. It's a great chance to work on those positions, moving us into our more kind of finalized movement set for the work set. So pause the video, take it down, come join me. We're going to start playing with some dumbbells. All right, you guys, this is another one of those workouts where if you have a bar at home, you could use a barbell instead of dumbbells if you'd like, but in terms of what most people have access to is some dumbbells. So in terms of this work set, what we have a tempo front squat. So I'm going to grab my dumbbell and I'm going to clean it up to my shoulder. So the dumbbell is in my front rack position. My feet are in my natural squat stance, so hip to shoulder, and I'm going to push into that dumbbell, keeping my ribs in tight, and I'm going to take my hips to my heels. I'm going to take it 3 seconds down, a little pause, and a push through those legs to stand tall. So I'm working on maintaining that upward pressure of the body, the tracking of the toes with the knee, and those nice flat feet. After I'm done my tempo front squats, I'm going to move into a thruster. So my thruster, 3 to 5 reps, I'm going to come right out of that tempo front squat, and I'm going to squat, good squat, big press. I'll come back down, good front squat, big press. So I'm using that good front squat that I grooved in that first phase with my tempo front squat to use that as a setup for my press. So with that thruster, we want to use the momentum coming out of the bottom of the squat into that drive and let the legs and the hips do the 90% of the work in that movement. So don't over press, let the legs do that work. After that, we're going to use that dumbbell jump over. So we can use this for the ankle pop, but the dumbbell jump over can be a 2-foot, it can be a skip, and it can be a step, depending on where you're at with this. So you can kind of play with that a little bit. You can mix and match it, but you have 20 seconds of just some dynamic jumping over top of the dumbbell. Or you can get the dumbbell out of the way. You can set your elbows up with your hands slightly forward, and you can work on your ankle pop or ankle pump. So not leaving the ground for the ankle pump and leaving the ground for the ankle pop. So we want to make sure that we're giving ourselves a little bit of dynamic kind of engagement on those feet to get you ready for what's to come in the work set. So even if you don't plan on jumping in the workout and you plan on stepping or doing something along those lines, sometimes it's nice to give yourself a little dose of a little bit of hopping and impact just to kind of build your capacity for that. So play with it, have some fun with it, make it yours, get your body ready to go. As the rounds progress, if you are going to skip, take time, kind of get some skipping in there, practice some double unders, and just get yourself ready and prepped for the workout to come. Pause the video, you guys, take that down, rock that movement set, really focus on those key points of the front squat and the thruster, because we are doing quite a few of them in the workout today. So let's talk about the thruster in our workout. All right, you guys, the workout today, 10 to 2, going down by 2s for the thruster, 50 to 10, going down by 10s in the double under, or the option of the double under. So check that out, make sure you're making those numbers yours that I have in the workout description, and pair them to the movement that you're choosing. The thruster in the workout today, we have a few options. Like I say, you can use a barbell if you'd like, you can use a single dumbbell, 2 dumbbells, but what we're looking for is a total count of work. So if you are doing a single dumbbell, we'll do half rep, just to make sure that we're getting that good quality squat going on and working on that small, short amount of volume. If you have a lighter load, all right, and you're like, you know what, I kind of need a little bit more volume for my work set to make this really effective for my legs, you're going to double the number, all right? So you're going to take it down and do 10 per side with that single, and get a little extra squatting volume in there if the dumbbell you have is super light. But again, you don't want to go there unless it's this very, very light dumbbell under your capacity for the thruster, okay? Keep it to that shorter volume. We want to keep it quick, fast in this work set. So again, we can either do a barbell, 2 dumbbells for a 10 down to 2, single dumbbell, half rep, and if it's a very light weight, you can do a single dumbbell, 10, 10, 8, 8 per side. And I'll have that on the workout description so you guys can play with that. But again, we want to make sure we're playing with that thruster, working that good front squat, and really having fun with that slightly higher heart rate. So play with this workout, you guys. I hope you have fun. It's going to be fast, it's going to be aggressive, but work for quality in those thrusters and have a great rest of your Saturday. So enjoy your weekend, everyone. We'll come back at you on Monday for some more fun. We'll see you soon. Bye, you guys.